everyone. Today in this video we're going to talk about features of connected speech. It is basically about some kind of rules of phonetics in English. So let's talk about what kind of features of connected speech we can see in this video. So connected speech can be seen in natural English, particularly in spoken language. So in your spoken language there can be some kind of pronunciational changes in your speech. Sometimes in your speech you can change your sounds in your speech when you connect them, when you connect some kind of words with each other, and sometimes you need to add some sounds to others, and sometimes you need to omit when you are speaking in fluent language. Yeah? So let's talk about what kind of changes we can see in connected speech. So the first one, change. It is called assimilation. So firstly, you may have the question, what kind of feature is it? So the answer will be, it comes from the word similar. Assimilation means that some kind of changes can be observed in your connected speech within a word or between words, and it is called assimilation. Let's look through this feature with some examples. So for example, I've got nice shoes in my wardrobe. Here you can say, if you pronounce these two words individually, you pronounce it nice and shoes. But when you connect them, the sound becomes sh. I've got nice shoes. Yeah? I got nice shoes. Okay, let's move to the next example. There were 10 girls in the classroom. When you connect them to sound naturally in your connected speech, fluent speech, you pronounce it 10 girls. 10 girls. You can observe that the change here, the sound ne becomes nya. Am I understood? So, okay, let's move to the next example. Can you see that person in black suit? Is that your uncle? For example. So you can, if you pronounce these combinations individually, that person, but when you connect them, you can see the sound is changed to p. That person, that person. So in assimilation process, only two sounds are considered to be observed. So for example, here we can see nice shoe. The sound s becomes sh here, yeah? So it is assimilated sound, and it is called assimilating sound. The first sound is changed because of the second following sound. So in that case, we can understand that in assimilation, the first sound is changed because of this following sound that comes in the next word or in the upcoming order of the word. So here you can see examples of assimilation between words. Let's talk about within words. Okay, for example, handkerchief. So here you can see two types of features of connected speech, but we're talking about assimilation, the first one. So handkerchief, if you pronounce hand individually, it is pronounced hand, and kerchief. So here you can see the change handkerchief, n sound becomes nya. It can be an example for the assimilation within a word. So, in conclusion, for assimilation, we can say that the changes that we observe within a word or between words in your connected speech is called assimilation. So, let's move to another change that is observed in connected speech, which can be example to adding sound. It is called intrusion. So, in your sounds, besides making changes in your sounds, you can add some kind of sounds in your fluent speech. For example, if you pronounce go, you pronounce it go, go. So if you have the following word, go away, go away. If you pronounce it individually, you cannot add any kind of sounds. But when you connect them, you can see adding sound here, go away, go away. Or another example, go one. Or you can see another linking what sound, go one. So let's move to another adding yes sound. So it is pronounced I, and it is pronounced am. So always late. Actually, it is for the students who are particularly late for the lesson. So I am always late for the lesson. But when you try to sound more natural, so you connect them with the help of linking yes sounds. For example, I am always late. I am always late. Okay? So these examples are for intrusion. Okay, so let's move to the next feature of connected speech. Okay, we have looked through assimilation, intrusion, and the process when you omit some kind of sounds in your connected speech. It is called elision. So, what kind of process can be? Sometimes when you pronounce your words in English individually, or when you are not a fluent speaker in English, you usually do not omit any kind of words, any kind of sounds in your words. But if you want to sound more natural, you make this kind of change in your speech. So, elision. For example, it is pronounced just, and it is pronounced do. So when you connect it, just do it. It is the pronunciation which is, which is usually used for beginners of English speakers. But in your fluent speech, you pronounce it just do it. You omit a sound here. Just do it. Or so, let's say most babies love mashed potatoes. So here you can see mashed potatoes, mashed potatoes. Here you can see the last part of this word mashed. ED is omitted here in your fluent speech, mashed potatoes. Okay, here you can see two examples for elision. In conclusion, we can say that elision is for the situations when you omit sounds in your fluent speech. So, let's talk about another changes, another features and aspects of fluent speech. So, it is called, the next one is aspiration. So, for most students, that can be a great question. What is aspiration? It comes from the word aspirate. It is not desire or wanting something so strongly. It is about pronouncing ha sound. So, aspiration, without aspiration, it is not incorrect when you pronounce some kind of words without aspiration. It is not incorrect, but aspiration can help you to sound more natural, like a native speaker. So, for example, another rule here, aspiration can be observed only with the help of p, t, and k sounds. Let's move to examples. For example, aspiration means adding h sound to these three sounds. For example, you pronounce it pick, but in native speakers pronounce it pick. So, another example, pick, pot. Let's say another example, pie. So, let's talk about the sound here. So, here you can say top or tie. So, tick, and etc. So pay attention. For aspiration, these three sounds must be onsent, which means an initial sound of the word. Sometimes they can be observed in the middle of the word, but never ever at the end of the word. So, initial or middle sound. Let's talk about middle sound example. For example, in the word Mediterranean. So here you can see another example for aspiration, terrian. Okay? So let's talk about the last sound we've got for aspiration. It is k sound. For example, you can say, although it is written s, it is pronounced k. That is why we should pay attention to the sound, not letter. So, cat or car or cap. Here you can see another examples for k sound on aspiration. So, dear learners, don't forget, without aspiration, your pronunciation is not incorrect, but that can help you to sound more natural. So, let's move to another feature of connected speech. It is linking R. So, most students who have studied English practical phonetics clearly know that at the end of the word, R is not pronounced like doctor, teacher, daughter, etc. Yeah? Okay, but sometimes when your word ends with R and the following word begins with a vowel sound, in that case, you can pronounce R because of the vowel sound that comes in the following word, and it is called linking R. For example, your daughter is smart, let's say. So, let's analyze it. If you pronounce it your daughter, daughter is smart. It is pronounced individually. But when you pronounce with a fluent speech, your daughter is smart. Your daughter is. Here you can see linking or in that case. So let's move to another example. That doctor is my uncle. Here you can see doctor is. It is another example for linking or. So let's move to the rule to conclude about this feature of speech. Linking or means at the end of the word where or is not pronounced, but when it is followed by a vowel sound in the next word, it can be pronounced to link the words. So let's move to the last feature of connected speech that we're gonna look through in this video. It is called juncture. So most students who have never seen this word can have a question, what is juncture? Juncture is an aspect of fluent speech which is observed with a pause. Particularly with it can be observed with the words that are pronounced in the similar way. For example, I can say, I scream a lot during my lesson whenever my students makes a lot of noise. Yeah, here I make a noise, I scream. But another example which is pronounced in the similar way with this phrase, I scream. I really love ice cream during summer months. Ice cream. It is pronounced together without any pause, but the first phrase is pronounced with a pause so as to differentiate these two phrases which are similarly pronounced. So let's say, for example, the clock keeps ticking. Or the boys keep sticking things on the wall. Here you can see another example for juncture. The clock keeps ticking all the time. Here you can see the pause that is used to differentiate these phrases between S and T, keeps ticking. So in the following example, we can see the boys keep sticking things on the wall. Here, S and T is pronounced together after the pause between P and S. Am I understood? So let's make a conclusion. Features of connected speech. Okay, let's make a conclusion of today's topic. Features of connected speech can help you to sound more natural like a native speaker, and in your speaking, in your fluent speaking, you can make several changes: assimilation, juncture, aspiration, elision, linking or, and intrusion. So, assimilation is the situation of changing sounds, and linking or, that means mispronounced R is pronounced because of the vowel sound of the upcoming word, that is the initial sound. And elision is the omitting sounds, and intrusion is adding sounds in your speech, and juncture is differentiating similarly pronounced words with the help of pause. So I hope you understood this topic on this video, and next time, see you soon.